Hey guys, what's up? Hope you're all doing super well. Have you ever wanted to work on a side project but weren't super sure what tech stack to pick, or if it could be something you'd manage to fit into a busy schedule? You can't do a side project if it takes forever to set up, debug, and get a web page to show up on the screen, let alone a minimum viable product. Today, I want to talk to you about Ruby on Rails, the absolutely legendary web development framework. It was made more than 20 years ago in 2004, was used to build the core product for multiple well-known companies such as Airbnb and Shopify, and is still a great choice for building big and small apps in 2025. If you can hear my cat in the background, don't mind him. He just got back home after being lost for a few days, but he's getting settling back in and happily wolfing down a ton of food. The Ruby community and Rails have been an important part of my journey as a software developer. The Ruby folks have always been super supportive and welcoming, and have always had this vibe that made building software super fun, quick, and accessible. Even before I could build my first app in Rails, I was maintaining a club website at Ohio State University by editing plain HTML and embedded Ruby. I also have been a board member at the Columbus Ruby Brigade, where I met a ton of cool people and became fairly well known even outside of Columbus. Despite my rich history with Ruby and the Rails framework, I eventually began to focus on other languages and ecosystems, like the ones for Java and JavaScript, that were often needed for school, work, or the kinds of side projects me and my friends were working on and teaching me how to build, like Discord bots using Discord.js. Recently, I ran into a website called Bearblog. It was an amazing experience, just a staggeringly simple, easy to use blogging site that anyone could have built, but I had never seen something so clean, minimalist, and accessible before. People from all over the world were benefiting from this simple but great project, leaving rave reviews and testimonials. It even earned the author a bit of very well deserved cash. It occurred to me recently that maybe I should get back into Rails, because I was trying to get a blogging and image sharing side project off the ground. I tried a few different tools like Spring Boot. It's a Java web framework that I've used for years at work, and yet, when I tried to get a project of my own going, there was so much stuff to set up that it was almost overwhelming and definitely tedious. Since Spring doesn't have super strong opinions about common web development tasks like accessing databases, there was a lot of stuff you'd have to configure yourself, so Spring Boot was a no go, as someone who doesn't have a ton of time and energy. JavaScript has a dazzling array of packages for every possible use case you can think of, but the JavaScript school of thought is to build projects using a lot of small packages, rather than using big packages or a framework like Spring Boot, Ruby on Rails, or Django. I also tried another Java framework called Dropwizard, and it was okay, but it had even more configuration involved than Spring. I respect Django, but its design never clicked super well with me. Uh, with Elixir, the Phoenix framework, I wouldn't even run correctly on any OS I tried, so I was left with one more choice: Ruby on Rails. And as soon as I got going with Rails again, I wish I'd never left. It helped me. It helped that I've used Rails before, but everything basically made sense. The docs are super good and actually have examples of how to do common tasks, something that other docs don't always have. Rails is also the original opinion web development framework, so it has its own idea of how to do everything. That means that every Rails project is largely similar, and you won't have to figure out how, every time you open up someone else's project, how they set up the database access patterns, where the HTML files are, where the database migrations are, or any of that other stuff. Since I've rediscovered Rails, I'm pleased to tell you that I've got a side project deployed and running smoothly. I don't think I would have been able to pull this off with any other piece of tech, because I have a lot of other stuff to take care of outside of work. So the tool I'm using needs to be something I can work with, even if I don't live and breathe the thing the whole live long day. You too can set out with Rails, and be sure you'll have something great to show the world in no time. This was always the whole point of using Rails. Because I've got the thing up and running with Rails and deployed to render, I now have a project to call my very own, and I can build and maintain it exactly the way I want, and the whole world can see and use it. I used to and still have so many side projects that I've never seen the light of day, but having this one thing I can show my friends and family has opened up a whole new world of indie software development that I could use, and I never really experienced that at any other job I've had, even at smaller companies. So, if you're excited by this, you too should go and build something that makes you proud. It's gonna be a bit tough, but you'll be proud that you did it, and you'll be able to build something for yourself, and that you can show other people. It could be useful to them too. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Have you done any side projects, especially with Rails? Let me and my cats know in the comments.